What? What? You can... Okay. That is very cool. I gotta say, I actually really like that. Hello and welcome to our first impressions of Roguelords, and this is the beta version that I've been granted access to. And Roguelords is dark fantasy roguelike where you play as the devil, and you lead famous evil geniuses through events and turn-based fights to spread terror and corruption. So let's begin.
Many moons ago, mortals rose up against me and chased me down. They were led by demon hunters, wretched beings incapable of seeing the beauty of a corrupted world. My creatures and demons gave everything they had in the fight, but it was not enough. I was forced to leave the world of the living. Weakened, I returned to hell to survive. For years, I consumed fresh souls to regain my power, but their numbers are fast diminishing. I cannot wait anymore. I must reclaim my rightful place. It is time to gather my forces once more. Those who signed a pact with me will do as I order. They will spread terror and corruption in my name. The time has come for my revenge.
Alright, so if you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description, and I'd highly recommend if you're a fan of roguelikes or generally a fan of dark fantasy, then you probably want to add it to your wishlist at least. Anyway, welcome to your fortress. From here, you can launch adventures from the map of the New World, read about your servants in the Chart of Disciples, and follow your progress on the Altar of Conquests. Okay, so obviously we have our disciples right here, and
disciples left to send to the surface.
Click on a portrait to see the profile of the disciple pictured. Right, okay, so we have 3 so far, which is actually kind of amazing, because we have Dracula himself. Dracula is a born leader who uses his spells to assist his allies in combat, and unleashes all his wrath upon anyone who dares to raise a hand against him. Okay, I actually really like Dracula in general. I like the lore behind him and everything, and I think it's really quite a cool character. So I would love to be able to use him in some way. Now, there are a number of synergies that you're going to be able to see in regards to your companions. So you're going to have a lot of disciple synergies. For example, Headless Horseman right here. This is actually pretty crazy. That you have him too. Okay, yeah. So we're just gonna go and I'm just gonna start a new game here. This map depicts the New World. The demon hunters put an end to your reign in this region 10 years ago. It's here that you'll choose missions for your disciples in their quest to avenge you. The further you progress in the game, the stronger your adversaries become, and the overall difficulty of the game increases. For the moment, your adversaries are weak, so take advantage of it and hit hard. Click here to begin your first mission. Alright, let's do this. Choose a third disciple. I'm going to be choosing Bloody Mary, of course. Let's do it. You control a group of disciples and choose one to represent the group. You navigate from zone to zone by choosing your route on the map. You have to complete the main activity in a zone before you can move on to the next. Alright, move close to the main activity to launch it. Okay, so that's obviously over here.
Through the renewed link with my disciples, I become aware of the situation in the New World. The demon hunters have increased their hold on the population. They are everywhere, on the roads, in the villages, patrolling and imposing a summary justice.
And you can actually mute the voiceover if you want to. Personally, I wouldn't want to do that normally, but as I'm making a video, I'm going to do that just now. Anyway, let's continue. Alright, click on the map to consult it. Alright, the book map shows the zones and paths for 2 chapters. It also shows you the special effects that might affect certain zones during gameplay. The first zone in each book is always a combat scenario. Hover over your mouse, hover your mouse over a few zones to see more details. So as you can see, there's a book chapter, the Grim Reaper, sell your souls to the Grim Reaper in exchange for skills and relics, and so on and so forth. Okay, so move to the next zone. So if we go to combat right there, oh, look at that, we can actually move around. Wow, that's actually really cool. in my opinion. I'm playing Headless Horseman right now. All right, so let's go. Diabolical Essence is your main resource. If you run out, you lose. Essence can be lost during combat or used to boost your influence over the world of mortals. Souls can be won during combat or events. They can be traded to the Grim Reaper to obtain skills, like I told you just about before. Increase the rarity of skills you already have, or obtain relics. As you accumulate events and combat experience, the terror you inspire grows. Each experience, or shall we say, each increase produces a terror effect on the zones on a subsequent night and gives you advantages. For every 4 increases, you move up a notch, permanently increasing your chance to obtain higher rarity skills and your receipt of a relic. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so here we go. Select this approach to earn a skill at the end of combat. Oh, that is really, really cool too. So player choice is obviously at the forefront of the developers' minds here, which I'm very much appreciating because I absolutely love that. And being able to move around the map independently is actually really cool. I feel like an action RPG could potentially happen here too. Okay, so let's go for 1 skill. At the beginning of each turn, your enemies announce the actions they are going to launch. You have 5 action points to share among your disciples in order to thwart their attack. Okay, so shared. They have shared action points. Once you've finished, your enemies play their announced actions. Then a new turn begins with your enemy's announcement of their intentions, and so on and so forth. Okay, good to know, good to know. Alright, so let's see. Select a skill for her to launch. Oh, look at this. Stabbing. This is funny. Okay, let's do it. They have a lot of HP, I gotta say. It seems like a lot of the enemies have pretty significant and chunky HP by the looks of things. All combatants have 2 gauges of health, 1 physical and 1 spiritual. Inflicting physical damage reduces the number of hit points while inflicting spiritual. Okay, yeah, we can understand that. To defeat an enemy, you must reduce their health points or spiritual points to 0 and then inflict the same type of damage one last time to finish them off. Okay. Good to know. We also have Bleeding Heart right here. If Dracula is vulnerable, the effects of this skill are repeated a second time. Wow, that's actually kind of crazy. Okay, that's some good damage right there. When you use a skill, you deplete its charge, and it can't be used again until it has been recharged. Each disciple possesses a recharge action that replenishes all their skills. So that is the strategy layer coming into effect right there as well. Because obviously, if you use one skill, and then you think to yourself, oh, now I don't have that skill to be able to combo it with something else, then obviously you're going to be, you know, hung up to dry, so to speak. Anyway, recharge actions vary from one disciple to another, for example. Some have bonus effects that change their cost. Okay, let's use that. Ah, look at that. When you have no more actions to play, end your turn. Okay. Oh, wow. Dracula actually took massive damage right there. Not a big fan of that. Thank you very much. There we go. Okay, so now he is vulnerable. When an enemy is reduced to 0 health points or spiritual points, they do not die. You have to administer a death strike by inflicting damage on the same gauge. The disciples are also subject to vulnerability status, but they do not die when they receive a death blow. Instead, you consume Diabolic Essence to keep them alive so they can complete their mission. Ah, very interesting. Okay, so Diabolic Essence, I think, is this up here, which is basically our main HP, pretty much. Okay, so that's good to know. Let's just kill this guy.
It's so easy. It's almost boring.
And there we go. I actually really like the animation quality in this game too. Each type of activity has its own set of specifications. At the end of each combat, you'll receive a reward depending on your choice at the time of approach. You will regularly have a choice of 3 elements during reward phases. Choose one. Alright, so we have a skill that we can indeed now take. And there are a number of different ones dependent on which person you want to power up. Personally, I think I'm going to be taking Dracula's right here. I think that this is just way too good to pass up. It's basically a lifesteal, which I very much appreciate. I love lifesteal abilities in pretty much any game, so I'm happy with that. Ooh, look at how cool this is. Look at how slick it is to move through the fog and the fog to disappear before you as you wade through it. That is super nice. Some zones have an extra activity. It is optional and can be carried out before or after the main activity. Okay, let's do it. What's this? What is this? It's a combat effect. Okay, let's have a look.
I'm terribly sorry.
Ooh, alright, okay. Dracula is about to be hit with serious damage. There are several ways to reduce inflicted damage, with skills that immediately diminish in imminent damage, or with statuses that protect your disciples or negatively affect your enemies. Okay, so Bloody Mary apparently has something that can do that. Mary is bloodthirsty, which translates to physical skills that can only target the weakest adversaries. Mary also possesses a mirror that she places in front of the enemy of her choice when she recharges. Once her mirror is in place, all the skills she plays are reproduced on the mirror's target. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that right now, but let's have a look. Oh, so it's basically reflecting. Oh, that's really cool. Yes, look at this. Reduce the impending attack by 2. So this is basically like a huge defensive bonus right here. Okay, let's do it. Boom. He's going to die. He's going to kill himself. He's basically going to kill himself right here. Okay, so end the turn. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Okay, so yeah, did he not kill himself right there? No, but we did save Dracula from dying because we reduced the damage that he would have otherwise taken by 8, and he has exactly 8 HP left. The Headless Horseman is a battle-hardened soldier who can take blows and dish them out. He gets reductions in damage and provocation status that allows him to redirect attacks to himself, so in other words, a taunt. When he suffers damage, his bitterness increases. At its maximum, his bitterness enables him to launch extremely potent skills. Right, let's see what we can do with that then. Okay, so on guard. Apparently we want to use that. Ooh, certain effects allow you to apply a status to a character. These can have a number of charges or a duration in turns. If they have charges, they lose 1 charge each time they are triggered. If they have a duration, they can be launched several times for as long as they are active. There are 6 status types. Ooh, that's pretty significant. That's a very, very deep amount of strategy and potential tactics there. A character can hold only 1 status of each type. If another status of the same type is applied, it replaces the first. Okay, that's good to know. If it is the same, its duration on number of charges increases. Okay, so we're going to select Slash right here, and we're just going to kill this guy off because he's going to do way too much damage otherwise. Okay, so that guy is now... Yeah, so bleeding would kill the enemy. That's actually really nice. Personally, I'm a big fan of damage over time effects in these kinds of games as well, so it's ticking all the boxes for me right now. Let's end the turn. So he's going to do a massive amount of damage, but thankfully we've done on guard, so that is obviously drawing that guy's attention. Thankfully the bleed effect has now also procced and activated, which now means that that guy has just died, which is great. Okay, so Dracula is a leader of men and was once a bloodthirsty warrior. He has earned his longevity by being extremely cautious in potentially deadly situations. This experience has given him a number of skills that benefit his whole team. But when he becomes vulnerable, the warrior reawakens and some of his skills become devastating. Okay, so Bloodlust. Wow, this is going to be super, super fun to see. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. Okay, go into devil mode.
I shall reforge the world.
Wow, okay. The devil isn't held back by the same rules as mortals. He can cheat the interface. This allows him to modify the health point and spiritual point gauges, recharge skills, move statuses around. The only limit to his powers is their cost in diabolic essence. I'm interested to see what is happening with this. One of your devil powers allows you to move statuses between combatants. To do so, grab one of the combatant's statuses under its HP and drag it under the gauges of the combatant you want to give it to. Move the martyr's status to Dracula. What? Are you serious right now?
I am irresistible.
Slide... What? What? You can... Okay. That is very cool. I gotta say, I actually really like that. The amount of thinking that you would have to be able to use this appropriately, that is amazing. Okay, let's approve the change.
Limit to my power.
Now the priestess is vulnerable, and now we can literally kill her off immediately. And now we've literally gained HP back as well. And this guy is going to be doing very little damage to me, I think. Let's have a look.
It's not over yet.
well, he would do very little damage, but thankfully he's gone back into vulnerable status. So that's really quite amazing too. When a disciple is vulnerable and about to suffer damage, the devil protects it at the cost of as many diabolical essence as inflicted damage. If a disciple is not vulnerable and about to suffer more damage than its current HP, the damage surplus is cancelled. However, an attack hitting several times counts as many damage applications and can consume essence. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, finish the fight by your own means. Oh, okay, well that... thanks a lot. Okay, now you've just put me in the deep end right here. Alright, so I guess what we're going to do is we will literally just murder this guy? I mean, surely I can murder him, right? I mean, look at that. Look at how much damage we just were able to deal right there. It's pretty insane. Okay, let's do some damage. Dracula is my favorite character right now, in my opinion. I think he's so fun to play as. Look at his HP regenerate. Just from that. I was definitely correct to take that lifesteal ability. That is so fun. Okay, skills have 3 levels of rarity: ordinary, wicked, and demonic. When you obtain a skill for the 3rd time, the 3 fuse together to form a skill with the next level of rarity. Afterwards, you'll discover a skill with higher rarity for the same disciple. So in other words, if you select the same ability, so for example, if you select slash, then that is going to evolve the previous slash. Well, actually, all of these can do that. So I'm actually going to be doing Bleeding Heart because I want Dracula to get powered up as much as possible. I really like him a lot. So we're going to do that. Boom, look at that. And now we can place this skill down here.
I am pleased with
Ooh, now wait a minute. That means that I only have 1 usage of that skill. That's actually really interesting. Okay, so choose a skill and equip it. I'm going to take the steel. Actually, lose all HP, apply 1 sharpening, plus 4 HP inflicted by skills. Oh, it's an initiator ability. So that basically means that it must be used before anything else. I'm going to take Fury Fang because I personally feel like that is just way too good. So we're going to take that. Wow. Okay, I'm loving this game. I'm absolutely loving this game. It is absolutely... It just has so many really, really cool elements to it. And I don't even know where to start whenever I get into a battle. I'm just thinking to myself, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to go into devil mode? Do I want to use Dracula? Do I want to use any of my other disciples? I'm not entirely sure. But I know that I am using Dracula a huge amount because that is just super fun. Okay, you could smell the noxious waters of the Styx even before you see the source. Click and observe to learn more. The waters of the Styx bubble up in the form of fountains at certain spots spread around the world. You can use its waters to regenerate your diabolic essence or purge your disciples' negative traits. Click on the interactive element. Alright. You can only withdraw energy from the source 1 time. Your disciples assemble around the altar, awaiting your orders. Okay, so we can obviously regenerate our essence, and that is exactly what we're going to take. So we're now at 50 HP. I'm going to call it HP, but it's obviously essence. So that's pretty amazing. So just look at how amazing this is to actually run around the world however you want. Can't go around that way, unfortunately. But yeah, that is pretty cool. All right. So let's continue moving on. What is this?
Forest isn't so terrifying. Not yet.
Exactly, not yet. Okay, so completing this activity unlocks access to the following zones. Okay, fantastic. The selected disciple will undertake the social tests and receive a trait at the end of the event. I have no idea what this means, but I am intrigued. Okay, so they're going to gain stat. Okay, so this is basically just a stat bonus in some way or another, which is really cool because this is going to give him huge amounts of HP, which I'm very much liking. So let's do that because they're telling me to select him anyway, so let's do that. Your disciples stumble upon a young man shooting at a straw target with a crossbow. He's startled when he notices them and points his weapon in their direction. You are... I recognize you. My master told me about you. You're the devil's emissaries. I'm going to annihilate you and become a legend in my own time. I'll be the greatest demon hunter ever. Despite his boasting, the kid can barely hide the fact that he's shaking in his boots. You could almost feel sorry for him, but his naivety annoys you. There must be a way to use him to your advantage. Okay, observe the scene. This kid already fancies himself as the new Van Helsing, even though he'd never looked evil in the face until a few minutes ago. The time has come to let him taste the secret horrors only you know. Okay, so click on the interactive element, which I suppose is, well, him, right? Headless Horseman looks the kid up and down suspiciously. I don't know whether we could actually see that he's looking him up and down because he doesn't have a head, but okay. As events unfold, you have to make choices that influence how the story progresses and the rewards you receive. Certain actions are social tests, and passing them depends on your disciples' characteristics. The actions that require a test have greater potential, but unless you cheat, you take the risk of failing them. Go into devil mode to cheat. This is actually super fun. In my opinion, this is super fun. Maybe some people won't like the whole cheat mechanic, because the word cheat to some people is like a dirty word or whatever, but generally I actually think this as a gameplay mechanic, especially when it has a cost and it has a consequence, is in my opinion very, very fun. Okay, so terrorize the I want to do this. Can I not do this? No, I have to do this one. Oh well. I wanted to turn the apprentice against the demon hunters, but let's just do this one.
The dice were loaded from the start.
Choose the action. Oh yeah. There we go. Fantastic. Headless Horseman infiltrates the apprentice's mind to make his worst nightmares come true. Shadow creatures begin crawling on the ground around him and over his skin. Anything goes when it comes to accomplishing my mission, even magic. More, I want to see more, says Bloody Mary. It's a soldier's duty to master all the weapons in his arsenal. Alright, and there we go. Now, here's the thing about this cheat mechanic. I think that personally, having a roguelike experience be determined only by the roll of a dice is kind of sad, because on the one hand, you might have a situation where you really, really badly want to complete this one thing, and you have the resources to be able to do it. For example, my Diabolical Essence right here. But they don't give you that option. And then you fail the, percentage check or the dice roll or whatever it is, and then you get really sad and kind of infuriated. But this game fixes that issue by making it so that you pay a cost and you get whatever that thing is, and it increases your fun factor of the game, in my opinion at least, by an overwhelming amount, which I think is great. I think that is a really, really nice improvement. Okay, so there we go. He's going to gain that. Bloody Mary has also... Really, is for me. She's going to get that. And there we go. +1 scare. Disciples sometimes react after some social tests. Depending on their temper, each disciple has more or less chances to react positively. A reaction can either only involve the disciple who just passed the test or be a conversation with another member of the team. Reactions generate a trait for at least one of the participants, either positive or negative depending on the reaction's nature. Livid with terror, the apprentice hunter tries to kill them, but they are only illusions and he can't even touch them. Finally, he falls to his knees before your disciple. Have pity, make them stop, I'll do whatever you want. He is at Headless Horseman's mercy. What should he do with him? Force him to betray the other demon hunters. Ah, okay, so the other percentage option was not even necessary because it actually leads to that particular selection anyway, which is really cool. So let's do that. Headless Horseman explains to him that the only way to make the creatures disappear is by killing the other demon hunters he knows. Without a second's hesitation, the apprentice takes off running for the closest demon hunter refuge. It won't be long before the souls of those accursed upstarts are among your subjects.
Scream as loud as you can, condemned souls. I'm the only one who can hear you.
Souls are used as currency to buy skills and relics from the Grim Reaper, or have him increase the rarity of a skill you already possess. Very nice. And we've gained some traits. Traits are permanent and affect the social and combat characteristics of the disciple who obtains them. Your disciples can also receive negative traits when they fail social tests or show negative reactions during events. Negative traits can be purged in the Fountains of the Styx. Yeah, as we know before. Okay, open your spellbook. The main page of the spellbook shows you the current state of all of your disciples. Here's the devil as well. On the second page, the spellbook shows you the relics you possess that are not linked to a specific disciple and details your demonic powers. Alright, so we currently have all of these abilities at the moment, which is actually really quite amazing, and you're going to be able to, I assume, get even more of those as time goes on. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. Okay, so let's move on then, shall we? Grim Reaper. Aha! Sell your souls to upgrade and gain relics and so on and so forth. In a secret meeting place hidden from mortals, your disciples meet with the Grim Reaper. It's time to do some business. Alright.
The conductor of souls finally deigns to show himself. Don't make him wait.
The Grim Reaper offers you skills and relics in exchange for souls. He can also increase the rarity of a skill you also already possess, but to do so he needs to keep the skill until the next time you meet him. Oh, okay, so a bit of a risk-reward kind of thing right there. Okay, so we could go for slash, we could go for stabbing. Ooh, there are some really, really cool things right here. I think we're going to go for slash, and that's going to improve this. And that's going to evolve that, which is really quite nice. Let's put that down there. There we go. That's going to do so much damage now. It's really going to do so much damage. Okay, and we probably want to... we've discovered another thing. So this is really quite amazing too. This skill costs 5 bitterness to launch. But look at how crazy this is. Stealing 14 to 19 HP. What? Yes, I will take that. What else can I offer you? Okay, buy a relic. Let's buy a relic. Even more than skills, relics are powerful assets that help you progress. Though they can be obtained from the Grim Reaper and during certain events, the surest way to get them is by defeating elite adversaries. The holder begins combat with 2 haste. Sure. One way to upgrade the rarity of a skill is to leave it to the Grim Reaper. The skill you leave will not be in your disciple's inventory anymore. You can find a reminder of that skill next to the minimap. The Grim Reaper will return the upgraded skill to you at the beginning of your next visit. Okay, so upgrade a skill. Which one do we want to do? Choose a skill. Okay, I guess Fury Fang. I actually want to upgrade that, if at all possible. Let's upgrade this one. There we go. That's going to be insane. That is going to be so insane, because I've already upgraded it once, and now it's going to be upgraded again. So it's going to be really, really amazing. Or at least I hope it is going to be amazing. Okay, so now let's move on. You order your disciples to come here as quickly as possible in order to continue this book. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so there's a sanctuary right here. Book chapter. What does that mean?
My disciples enter the Sanctualumen Sanctuary and determine that it has well and truly replaced the old religions. Priest and warrior monks train to fight the creatures of the night. Vampires and werewolves rot in silver cages.
Ooh, that is very nice. Look at that. Some world building right there. Find Van Helsing in his last known dwelling place. Aha. Which is potentially over in this direction. I'm not entirely sure. Now we have the opportunity to select a path. As you can see, this is where we currently are. And there's a combat encounter this way. I actually would like to do some combat, so I'm thinking we'll go this way. You see a number of pyres along the road. It looks as if those who practice witchcraft were persecuted relentlessly in the region. It won't be easy for evil to progress. Humanity is rising against you. The following effect will affect a zone situated in 2 nights. The price of each article increases by 10 to 30%. I don't really mind about that too much. Okay, open the map. Here we go. See the threat effect on the zone. Okay, so that's over here. So basically, this Grim Reaper is going to have increase. Oh, wait, we can use Devil Mode to actually avoid this.
It's high time I interfered.
Choose the zone to which you want to create an access portal. That is hilarious. That is so incredibly fun. We're going to be using a more Diabolic Essence, though. And bear in mind, that is basically our life, as far as I'm aware. Because if we run out of Diabolic Essence, we can't keep our disciples alive for that much longer. So yeah, the portal won't become active until you've completed the main activity. That's actually really cool too. Okay, let's do it. I want 2 skills. I want 2 skills. Thank you very much. Oh yes. Oh yeah, this is... Oh, hello there, Mr. Inquisitor. You have a lot of HP. I am a little bit worried about you at the moment, sir. Okay, so he's going to attack Dracula right here. So now we have so many different abilities that we can take, and so many abilities that we can use, I have no idea what to do. I suppose I'm going to do this. Because the Headless Horseman has so much HP, it kind of makes sense, right? So let's do on guard. Choose this guy, right? Yeah. There we go. And then we will slash against this guy, because bleeding is really, really good. Really powerful for us. And then we can attack with just this. Boom. Oh, so much damage. So much damage. Okay, perfect. End the turn. Wow, literally no damage at all. Literally, he did nothing. And the bleeding effect is doing so much as well. Like, really? That is crazy. Okay, so there's basically not much else I really need to do right here. I can basically just straight up kill him. Because he's gonna buff himself? Yeah, he's applying a bonus to himself. That is hilarious. Why would you buff yourself right now, sir? He's dead from the bleeding. No? Oh, reduces the loss of HP by 6. Oh, well, that's kind of funny, isn't it? Okay, well, he's basically dead. I'm going to use Dracula to kill him off. Oh, I actually can't do that. Oh, I'm going to need to use someone else to do that. So stabbing, I think, is going to be fine.
Humans are such frail.
There we go. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm still getting used to the whole way that defenses work in the game. So, yeah, forgive me for that. All right, so let's have a look at this. So, Dracula also has the ability to inflict a lot of spiritual damage, as you can see right here. So, this is inflicting 3 times 5 to 8 spiritual power damage, which is really quite amazing. And this skill refills at the beginning of each turn? What? That's crazy. Ah, we could evolve stabbing though. We could evolve stabbing to do 14 to 21 damage. I think that actually sounds much better. So I'm going to take that. There we go. That's just going to be way too good to pass up in my opinion. I think it's just way too good. So we're going to do that.
Take everything you can.
There we go. And now we have another opportunity to take something else. Okay, so let's have a look. Fiance's Kiss. Inflict HP damage. Recharge the depleted skill with the highest AP cost. That's actually pretty cool. Inflict... no, we're going to take this one. This is just way too good to pass up, in my opinion. More bleeding, you see. More bleeding. Anytime we can get a bleed on the enemy, that is a significant victory, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to go through the demonic portal and see what happens. Okay, so now we are here. That's actually amazing. Look at that. Ah, you know what? I've gone way too long. I feel like I could play this game for another, I don't even know, another 17 hours actually. But I'm gonna finish it off here. And if you would like to check it out, there is a link in the description. I don't know what's going on with roguelikes these days. Every single one that comes out is just so incredibly high quality, I just can't even believe it. It's really quite amazing. Anyway, yeah, as I said, link in the description if you want to check it out. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.